Most developers use Codex Desktop like a single assistant, one big prompt in, one big answer out. In this lesson, we use it as an orchestrator. The project is a small browser game called Neon Vault Escape. A locked room, clues, a prism puzzle, a keypad, inventory, tests, and a real win state. The point is not that the game is huge. The point is that the workflow is transferable. We will turn an ambiguous product request into specialist roles, evidence, implementation, smoke tests, and a playable demo. Watch the sidebar, the session, the files, and the browser. Nothing important is hidden. Codex is doing the engineering work in the open. The orchestration pattern is simple. The human provides the goal and the constraints. Codex acts as the coordinator. It splits the work into roles: game design, user interface, state logic, tests, and verification. Each role returns concrete evidence instead of vague opinions. The coordinator then synthesizes the plan, implements the smallest complete version, and runs checks before handoff. This is different from just asking for code. We are asking for a workflow. Plan first, separate concerns, challenge assumptions, then build. The escape room is useful because it naturally requires several kinds of thinking: player flow, puzzle solvability, visual affordances, state transitions, and edge cases. The prompt is the contract. I do not ask Codex to simply make a nice page. I ask for a playable escape room in an isolated folder with 3 interactive objects, 2 puzzles, inventory or discovered clues, a locked vault, a clear win state, and tests or smoke checks. I also ask Codex to use specialist roles and to report evidence, risks, and limits. Those words matter. They prevent the agent from jumping straight into a pretty mock-up. They push it to explain the architecture, verify that the puzzles can actually be solved, and leave a handoff that another developer could inspect. Once the task starts, the useful signal is not just the final diff. The useful signal is the decomposition. A game design role defines the story and puzzle path. A user interface role thinks about layout, contrast, and affordances. A state logic role defines the real rules: when clues are discovered, when the prism is solved, when the pin is accepted, and when the vault can open. A test role turns that logic into repeatable checks. Finally, a verifier role asks the uncomfortable questions. Can the player get stuck? Does the UI expose the clues? And does the win state require both puzzle systems? In the Codex session, you can see the artifact trail. There are planning documents, synthesis, verification notes, test evidence, browser playthrough evidence, and the implementation files. This is why I like teaching orchestration with a small game. The artifacts are easy to understand, but they still prove the process. The project has an HTML entry point, styling, game logic, application wiring, tests, and workflow evidence under a .codex workflows folder. When I review the run, I am not just asking, did it write files? I am asking, did it leave enough evidence for me to trust the result? The test pass is the difference between a demo and an engineering workflow. Codex captured red test intent before the logic existed, then implemented the logic and showed a passing test suite. The checks cover the important rules. The initial room starts locked, the terminal and drawer add persistent clues, the wrong prism order does not solve the puzzle, the correct prism order adds the charged cell once, the wrong pin can be retried, and the vault only opens after both systems are solved. That is not exhaustive production testing, but it is exactly the right level for a small tutorial project. Now the browser proves the result. We inspect the security terminal and get the prism order: cyan, magenta, amber. We inspect the archive drawer and get the vault PIN: 739. Then we cycle the prism console into the discovered order. When the prism locks, the game adds a charged cell to the inventory. Next, we enter the pin on the keypad. Only after both puzzle systems are solved does the vault accept the open command. The vault turns green, the status text changes, and the escape complete panel appears. This is a real playable path, not a static screenshot. The final review is where orchestration becomes practical. A good Codex run should end with a handoff. What changed, what was tested, what remains out of scope, and where the risks are. For this game, the remaining limits are intentionally small. There is no save system, no randomized puzzles, and no large content pipeline. But the core loop is complete. The lesson is that you can scale this same pattern. Replace the escape room with a dashboard, an API migration, a data pipeline, or a course tool. Keep the roles, keep the evidence, and keep the verification loop. Here are the takeaways. First, write the prompt as a workflow contract, not as a wish list. Second, split the work into roles that create evidence. Third, make the verifier responsible for finding gaps before implementation feels finished. Fourth, require tests or smoke checks that match the actual product risk. And fifth, always run the thing. In this tutorial, Codex Desktop did more than generate code. It coordinated a small engineering process and produced a playable escape room with proof. That is the difference between using an AI assistant and orchestrating an AI workflow.